right, we live. Here we go. Let me move it over here. Move that over here. We live, yo. Wagwan people. Wagwan people. We are live right now, live from the village right now. It is 18 minutes past 8 p.m. right now. I'm in London, England right now. Where you at, fam? Where you at? Man, what a day. Listen, yeah, I went running this morning. Well, yeah, late morning, but I went running this morning. Went for a walk as well. What else did I do today? Did some errands, ran some errands. Just recorded a podcast that went on longer than I thought it would go. So where I had to stop and then plan a day. Well, about to have to plan a day to resume. And now I'm here. And now I'm here. But yeah, it's been a pretty busy day today for me. Yo, Isaline, how you been? How was your Isaline? Bonjour, mademoiselle Isaline. Comment ça va? Merci pour voir ma vidéo. C'est no, that's not right. J'aime. Yeah, I'm trying, man. I'm trying. Doing great. Was supposed to stream, but need 50 followers. 50 followers. Oh, is that the rules now? Is that the rules on YouTube? You need 50 subscribers before you could stream. That sucks. I thought like you could just do it. They must have changed something. Let me see here. Let me see here. Let me see, little son. Okay, so you now have 8 subscribers. Only 42 to go. Only 42 to go. It's not that much. Okay. I see you have 2 videos. Is it 2 videos? Yeah, two short videos on your channel already. Videos. It's this headphones off, I can hear. So if you hem somebody's pants for them, even though you think it's boring, that means you love them. Oh, that's sweet. Getting there. Close, man, close. Work in progress. Oh, you can't really see much of the paints in this one, but looks like a house and a landscape. I've watched every single video that you have posted on your channel. I don't think there's many YouTubers I can say that for, but for you, I can say that I have watched every single one of your videos on your channel. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about that actually. I'm feeling pretty good about that. I was about to show the canvas, but I got shy. Oh, well, when you're ready. The thing about art, I think, is that I mean, I used to feel like art needs to be shared, right? And I still do. I still do believe that. But I feel like I have also grown more of an appreciation for the idea of doing something just for yourself, right? Because there's an authenticity when you're doing something purely for yourself that you never really know how much you hold on to when you start to show it to people, because even though like we could all say, and I'm sure you've heard loads of artists of different kinds saying things like, yeah, I make art for me, I make art for me. But the moment you start showing it to people, I do believe that an element, even if it's a small element of um I want people to like it, or I know people like this, so I should do more of this. There's always a small element of that. It might not be the big elements, it might not be the driving factor, but I feel like there's always going to be that small element there. But when you do it for yourself and you know that you're not showing it to anybody, you're not displaying it anywhere, you're just doing it only for you, then it is purely for you and what you like. And it really doesn't matter what anybody else thinks because they're not going to see it anyway. So, like, as much as I do believe art should be shared, yeah, I feel like I've grown more in appreciation for the idea of doing things just for you. So, yeah, when you're ready, or if you're ever ready, then the world is there. Yo, what up, JK905? How you doing? JK, is that JK Rowling by any chance? Is that any relation to JK Rowling? I get too focused on what people want to see and forget to do it for myself. So I hide it. Yeah, I hear that. I hear that. I remember being I was doing a poetry competition, a slam poetry competition, and I did this piece. I don't remember what piece it was, but I remember it was quite a personal piece that I did, and I didn't win that competition. And normally that sort of thing doesn't bother me, like not winning, right? But it kind of bothered me that day because the piece I did was kind of personal. Um, but I remember like a friend of mine at the time said to me, like, yeah, pieces like that aren't really for slam poetry. And she was right when she said that. It's not really what they're looking for because they're in these slam poetry contests, it is really more about the kind of high energy type poems, that kind of thing that can kind of get you kind of excited and riled. And it just wasn't that type of piece. Um, so yeah, there is that like I want to do something that I want to do, but then if you're doing competitions, it is literally all about what do they want to see. Like that's the whole thing. You do what they want to see so you could win. The more people like what you're doing, the more chances you have of winning. Even if they have judges, if you can get that crowd riled up, you have a good chance of winning. And if you don't win, you know, the judges would get booed on your behalf. That's kind of what happens. So like, yeah, it was one of the indicators of like perhaps I need to be in different places with this. Doing good. How about you? I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing all right. I went running today. I ran for about 4 miles today, and then I got me a coffee, and then I walked for about 3 miles. So yeah, I did. I was quite active today. Quite active. Got the house cleaned. Cleaned my car, ran some errands. A little shopping thing. Um, but yeah, quite a full day today. I recorded a podcast. Um, So yeah, quite, and now I'm here. Stay healthy, indeed, man. Health is wealth. Health is wealth. And you know what? Like I've probably said this before. I'm not sure. I'm going to say it again because I'm not sure you was in the chat when I said it before. But and besides, it's still true. But there's so much to health, um, where we talk about your physical health, about eating the right foods and exercising, of course, and that's all part of it, and that's an important part of it. But in that, it's very easy to forget your mental health. And one of the things I feel like I've learned over the years is that different foods do different things. Like there's really no such thing as unhealthy food. There's just unhealthy habits, right? Because like there's foods that are, say they're high in protein, so they're good for your muscles and your skin and that kind of thing. Yo, what up, Brax? And then there's foods that are maybe good for your eyes, like carrots or things that have calcium that's good for your bones. So different foods do different things. But also, just as important is that there's foods that are clearly good for for your physical health, but there's also foods that are good for your mental health, right? Like things like ice cream, cake, kebabs, fried chicken. These foods are good for your mental health. Like, have you noticed something? I'm sure you had this like where you've been upset one time, right? And then you ate a piece of cake or you ate a kebab or you ate just something like that, something really high fat, high sugar, something like that, right? And you just it didn't solve your problems, but you felt a little better afterwards. You know what I mean? Like certain foods do actually make you feel better. And I kind of realized that different foods do different things. So some foods are good for your physical health, some foods are good for your mental health. But here's the kicker, right? If you eat too much of foods that are good for your mental health, it would most likely start to affect your physical health, right? Too much cakes is going to affect your physical health. If you eat too much foods that are good for your physical health, it's going to start to affect your mental health. Like if you're eating salads all day and cabbages all day, you're going to get bored. You know what I mean? No matter how much of a vegan, vegetarian you might be, eventually you're going to get bored. You want something a little bit spicier, a little bit more exciting. So, like, yeah, you have to take care of your physical health, but don't neglect your mental health. And some foods are good for your mental health, but you just need to find the balance that works. So for me, it's like it's not about cutting out cake or cutting out kebabs and swearing off all the foods that you enjoy, but just understanding that how much you should eat and when you should eat them to satiate your mental health but not ruin your physical health. So eat enough to be happy, but not so much that it ruins other that it affects negatively affects other aspects. So it's that balance, always in balance, always finding the balance. But yeah, running for me has been a big part of staying healthy and you know um keeping my weight in check. I actually lost a lot of weight last year. uh it's kind of mad because it probably doesn't show that much on video because most of it is off camera. Um, and I was never like massive, right? But I was about 8 kilograms overweight, like 8 or 9 kilograms overweight. Um, and to be fair, that's not a dangerous territory to be in when it comes to weight being overweight. It's not dangerous. It's not dangerous territory, but it's certainly heading towards dangerous territory. Like it's not far off heading towards dangerous territory. So is at a point where I was like, you know what, I need to be sensible about this. I need to watch what I'm eating and be mindful of my physicalities. And yeah, running's actually tend it for me to be a big part of helping to kind of just keep that down so I can still enjoy foods um, without it having a negative impact. Well, not too much anyway. Mental health is just as important as, oh, indeed, indeed. And my health has been, but I finally gained a little weight. A little healthy weight, I hope. But yeah, it's a balance, isn't it? It's just like finding that right spot where you need to be and trying to stay in that place because weight, of course, isn't the only thing to look at when it comes to being um when it comes to physical health. I thought weight is a part of it, but it's not the only part of it. And I do feel sometimes we do kind of focus a little bit too much on how much we weigh. Um, but what we really should be doing is look at or trying to build healthy habits, trying to create and build and maintain healthy habits of how you eat, how you exercise, and, making sure you're getting your proteins, your vitamins, your calciums, your all the stuff, your irons, your fibers, make sure you're getting all that in your foods, without ignoring, you know, the foods that you like as well, I mean the foods that you really like, you know what I'm saying? Like without ignoring that, but keeping it in balance, keeping it in check, and making sure you're not overdoing things and or underdoing things. So yeah, I go running at least twice a week. Um, Usually longer distances. Like today was, it's kind of mad because I did 4 miles today, and it's mad for me to say that's a short run for me. That's actually mad, but it is a short run for me. Like I normally do like sort of 7+ miles. Um, 8 miles, round about there, nine sometimes. So yeah, 4 miles is kind of a short run, but I had some stuff to do, so I didn't have a lot of time for it. So I was like, I still want to run, I still want to do it, get it in there. It was a bit of a shorter run, but you get it in, man. You get it in where you fit it in, right? But this is kind of crazy to say because like I can remember a time where I struggled to run a mile. I couldn't even make it to a mile. I remember like a time where I couldn't even make it to a mile, you know, and now I'm running 6 plus 7 miles on a pretty regular basis. It's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, man. Just goes to show. Just goes to show. Age ain't nothing but a number, except if she's under 21. Then don't don't go there. Don't go there. What exercise you do often? Mostly running is the one I do the most, but I do other stuff like I take walks and I have a pull up bar in my garden, so I do like the pull ups, push ups, and stuff like that. You what up, Earth Shake? Um, I want to get one of these. What are they called? I don't know what they're called, but they're like elastics, like these weighted elastics where you can use them for like your arms and your legs. So I want to get a set of those. I think that'd be good to have because they don't take up a lot of space and you can do a lot of strength training with them, with like the kind of resistance training, strength training. I'm not really into doing weights, like the dumbbells and the barbells and stuff like that. I mean, I've been to a gym and I've done that stuff, but it honestly doesn't interest me that much. But but saying that, I do recognize that strength training is an important part of your physical health, especially if you do a lot of running. Because if you run a lot and don't do enough strength training, you could actually end up weakening yourself. Because what happens is that you burn a lot of calories, um, and eventually your calories start to eat away at any excess fat. But once they've done that, they start eating away at muscle, right? So if you're not doing enough to maintain your muscle and to prove your muscle, um, yeah, a lot of running, a lot of cardio would eventually weaken you. So I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. So yeah, strength training is still an important part of your physical health, but yeah, I'm not really into doing like the big weights and the what do you call it, like the what do you call it, the bench presses, and I can bench press 500 kilograms. Oh, I don't care. I don't care about it. Like, listen, like the amount of man you see talking about, I could bench press whatever, but when it comes to helping out around the house, they ain't nowhere to be found. You know what I mean? So that stuff don't impress me. That don't impress me. Listen, if I don't care how much you could bench press. If you can't help your mum out with the shopping, you weak. You know what I mean? If you can't help your girl out around the house or your wife out around the house, you weak. You know what I mean? I don't care how much you could bench press. If you can't help your kids out, you weak. You know what I mean? So like a lot of that stuff just don't impress me. Like, I could bench press 1080. I can bench press. Like, yeah. What else you doing? What else you doing? Like, why are you strong? Why are you getting big muscles, all this strength? What you actually doing with it that helps the people around you? You know what I mean? Like that stuff don't impress me. And I just see too much of that kind of waste man thing. So it's like, you know what, I don't care. Like, listen, strength training is important. Um, but when it comes to like getting big and all that stuff, I just feel like a lot of it's for show. A lot of it just is a lot of it's for show because people get real big, real strong, and what you actually doing with that strength? You know what I mean? Like what are you doing with that strength? What are you doing that actually benefits people with that strength? Because if all you're doing is getting stronger so you can lift more weights, it's like, what's the point? You know what I mean? That's how it feels to me. What is actually the point? What are you doing with it? That's my little rant. That's my little rant. I used to run to it's super fun, but need to just getting pop-ups. Um, Super fun, but need to wait a little longer before I start exercising. What happened there then? Why just to wait a little longer? Is there hopefully nothing too serious? You run so long. I'm kind of unofficially training for a marathon, actually. I say unofficially because I'm not entered into a marathon. And the next London Marathon, I believe, is April 2025. And I don't believe I'd be ready to run a marathon by April 2025. But I'm thinking possibly April 2026. I want to see. But the things before I enter it, before I put my name down as wanting to do it, I'll feel like I want to know that I can do it, because the longest I've ever ran in my entire life in one go is about 10 miles, like a little over 10 miles, which is not even up to half a marathon. So I don't want to like sign myself up for something and then it turns out I just can't run the distance, like that because I know it's not about finishing first. I don't care about that, but I'd want to be able to run the distance at least. Even if I finish dead last, I want to know that I can do it. So I'm thinking kind of like possibly April 2026 London Marathon. Yeah, I want to see if I could train myself to a point where I even just to know that it can be done, that I'm able to, that I personally am able to do it, and then yeah, might just enter my name into the London Marathon. I just might do that. I just might do that. What's the topic? What's the topic? Well, what do you want the topic to be? I could talk about most anything. I could speak French very very badly. So there's that. Comment ça va? J'ai parlé français, mais très lentement. Gonna try to watch the Deliverance tomorrow or Thursday Deliverance. Ain't that the one on Netflix with Octavia Spencer? Chat like the stream. Nice. Yeah, that's the great. That is great for muscles. Yeah, yeah. If he can't lift Big Show into an F5, he's weak. F5. Oh. Brock Lesnar's a beast. But ain't nobody calling Brock Lesnar weak, that's for sure. That man is a beast. Bro, can I ask you a question? You could ask. Wait, I got my answer before I tell you the question. Okay, what was the question? Because I guess I answered it in one of my rants or something. But what was the question you was going to ask? So I know what I said. Yo, what up, Sam? Sam B in the place to be. The Indian walks fast. How he catches you. He asks you, "How do you do?" I'm not sure I get that actually. The Indian walks fast. How he catches you. He asks you, "How do you do?" Yeah, I'm sorry. That might need some explain. Sorry. Monique and Glenn Close. Okay, Glenn Close. Yeah, yeah. Old school. Oh, Monique. Sorry, I said Octavia Spencer. Then I yes, Monique. It's Monique. Big up Monique, by the way. Big up Monique all day, every day. Big up Monique. Love her, or hate her, but big her up. She's always spoke her truth. Even when the truth was very unpopular and cost her many, many jobs, I'm sure, many, many opportunities, but she's always spoke her mind, always spoke her truth. Whether you agreed with her or didn't agree with her, whether you thought she was at fault or not at fault or whatever, love her, or hate her, like her or don't like her, big up Monique because she's someone who's always, always stood on her 10 toes. You know what I mean? So yeah, big up Monique all day, every day. Je m'appelle Earthshake, tu t'appelles? Je m'appelle Monsieur Hayes, aussi Bandit Hayes. Um, enchanté, enchanté, enchanté. Good evening. What up, Sam? How is you? I missed one of your informant rants. Well, I was really just talking about what was I talking about? Also, yeah, how you get those people who go to the gym, or those people who like they lift weights, they lift like these big heavy weights, but they don't really do anything. You know what I mean? Like they get big, strong, they can lift these big heavy weights, but outside of that, they don't really do anything. That's what I was ranting about. Just people, because to me, it feels like, what's the point of getting big and strong if you're never going to do anything with that? Like if you can't help people around, if you can't help the people you live with, if you got a wife, you got kids, or you got people you live with, you can't help them around the house, you can't help people in your community, you're not doing anything, you're just big strong lifting weights. It's like, but you never do anything useful with that strength. It's just like, what to me, it's just like, what is the actual point of getting big and strong, lifting these big heavy weights, getting big and strong, just for the sake of lifting bigger and stronger, bigger and heavier weights? Like that's pointless to me. That just feels so pointless to me. So that was my rant. Listen, if you can't help your gal out, I don't care how much you can bench press. You weak, bro. You weak. If you can't help your wife bring the shopping in, I don't care how much you can bench press. You weak, bro. If you can't help your mum do some chores, I don't care how much you can bench press. You weak, bro. You weak. The Indian people's always when see somebody asks, "How do you do?" in a funny way. Okay, how do you do? At the time of her on BET, Comic View, Def Jam, and the Parkers. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. She had that Netflix special recently as well. I think last year or maybe the year before, but it's in the last year or two. She had that Netflix special. Monique is raw. Monique is raw. When she goes on like these TV shows, talk about hey loves. You see on a comedy show, she is raw. She lets it all out. Infamous. Oh, infamous. Okay, okay. You got there. To ask you, can you speak any other languages? And you can speak French. That's great. Okay. Well, I can't. Well, let me not say I can't speak French. But that's not exactly true. I can speak French, but not very well. So I've been learning to speak French for the past 6 or 7 months. Where I am right now is I can construct a basic sentence. It does take me a little while to do it. I definitely have to think about what I want to say. I do still struggle with like grammar and things like that. And the whole like masculine feminine thing, like pretty much everything it has a masculine or feminine association. I struggle with that though. I was told not to worry too much about that because apparently even French people don't always know what's masculine and feminine. So I guess I don't have to worry too much about that bit. But yeah, definitely do struggle with the grammar. I can understand it when it's spoken to me, but only if it's being spoken slowly and not using too many words I don't know. But if it's being spoken at kind of a normal pace, then yeah, it might take me a minute to catch up with what's being said. So yeah, I'm still kind of like I guess maybe not quite beginner level, like advanced beginner if that's a thing. But yeah, I can speak French, but yeah, not well, not yet. Still learning. Still got a long ways to go. But yeah, little bit by little bit. Can you speak another language then? I mean, you put some French in the comments. Can you speak French or any other languages? That question goes to everybody, by the way. I mean, I know Isleen speaks Norwegian, but do you speak? But Isleen, do you speak any other languages apart from English and Norwegian? Does anybody speak any other languages apart from English? Um, do we have any? Do we have multi? Do we have some? Was it bilinguals or multilinguals in the chat right now? Let me know. Let me know. To look good on TikTok and Instagram. But that's it, isn't it? Oh, bench press, 500 kilograms. All right, cool. But now what? Now what? You bench press 500 kilograms, you can't lift up a shopping bag? Mm, mm, you know what I mean? That's the thing. I just see too much of that stuff. Like people go wild or wild in the gym doing all the big weights, but when it comes to actually helping out around, they ain't nowhere to be found. And that don't sit well with me. When it comes to speaking, people speaking truth is an odd thing these days. People only celebrate you if you agree with you. But truth is should be respected. You agree or not? It takes balls to do. No, indeed, indeed. That's why I've got big respect for Monique. Because like she's been blacklisted out of the like she was in a film called Precious and won an Oscar for that, and then you just never saw her in anything afterwards because like she got effectively what happened is that at least according to her is that she was supposed to do some press, but she was like, "No, I'm not doing that press because I need to go home and take care of my kids." and my contract was to do this movie and not to do all these press tours. So I've fulfilled my contract. Now I'm going home to take care of my kids. That's what she was saying. And because you didn't do all these like press tours and promotions and stuff like that, effectively just end up getting blackballed or black what do they call it, blackballed or blacklisted. But yeah, effectively not getting any work in Hollywood even after winning an Oscar. And she always maintains that's what happened. No matter how much she got slandered, no matter how much she got ridiculed and made fun of, she always maintains that's what happened, and never once changed her story, not even a little bit, not even a little bit. She maintained that exact same story for years. And I think that she's on better terms with the people involved now. Like the last I've heard, she's on much better terms with them now, and things like that. But yeah, like the it was like, I mean, when was Precious? That's like 2000 something. It was a year. It's like maybe 20 years ago. I think Precious came out, or nearly 20 years. But it's a long time to be like out of the Hollywood loop, and the only jobs you get are maybe like smaller jobs that maybe don't pay so much, and you still got to take care of your family, you still got to do this, still got to do that. She just never once wavered from that. So I'm like, look, listen, you might not agree with what she's saying or how she's gone about it. Maybe you think she should let it go. Maybe you think, or whatever you may think, that's up to you. But when I see somebody who's like speaking their truth, maintaining that, and not once changing their story, it's like, you know what? Nah, big up Monique, big up Monique, big up Monique. Because like you say, that's rare. You don't see people just like, how many people would have been like, oh yeah, let me just let it go and suck up so I can get jobs, whatever. She was like, nope, this is what happened, and I'm sticking to that. That's just never once changed the story, not once, not even a little bit. And how many people would have, right? How many people would have caved in? How many people would have caved in long, long ago? So yeah, big up Monique. And now she's back doing movies, which is awesome. Back doing stand up, which is awesome. Queens of Comedy, Soul Plane, Precious, Said the Boondocks, Fat Girls, etc. True, true, yeah. Oof, what's going on? Basic Respects is and Lost Art. What? Hey, you know what major that's that? Well, so in the UK, we don't really have majors like that. I guess the closest you could say is that I studied music technology or musical instrument technology, which, in all honesty, sounds more exciting than it actually is. It sounds more exciting than it actually is. I mean, don't get me wrong, it wasn't a bad course. Uh, it- but yeah, that's what I did. It wasn't a degree. I don't have a degree in anything. So I don't know if that even counts as a major. It was a diploma course that I did, and basically learned how to make a musical instrument. So I qualified in manufacturing musical instruments, specifically a guitar. I know how to make a guitar, or at least I did know how to make a guitar. It's been a long time, and I've not done it for a long time. I'm sure I've forgotten a lot of things about how to make a guitar by now. And in all honesty, the guitar that I made, it wasn't exactly good. I mean, it was good enough to pass the course, but it wasn't exactly a good guitar. Certainly not if you're trying to play it on a regular basis. It was way too heavy, way too bulky, and maybe not smoothed down as well as it should have been. But for a first time effort, I guess it was good enough to pass the course. So I do have a qualification in guitar making, um, a diploma in musical instrument technology, but it was never something that I actually wanted to do. It was only just for the sake of going to uni that I did that course. And yeah, so yeah, if that counts as a major, that's what I did. By the way, Deliverance did actually happen back in November 2011. It's a true story as I read a bit. Okay. Interesting, because at first, for a good long time here in this country, black folks didn't end in those, uh, black folks didn't end in those types of horror situations. I see, I see. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make time for Deliverance. I saw it on Netflix pop up. I did see it on my Netflix pop up, so I'm gonna have to make time for it. But man, there's so much that I want to watch. There's so much that I want to watch, and not enough time, man. Not enough time. Oh, by the way, Sam, did you? I mean, you might have seen the video I put up. I don't know, but I did get through all of The Walking Dead. So I've watched every season of The Walking Dead now. All 11 seasons. I am totally well, I won't say I'm totally caught up because there's other Walking Dead shows as well. But as far as the main series goes, I've watched everything from season 1 to season 11, and I've completed it. And you know what? I actually did like it. I did. I enjoyed it, but yeah, I could definitely see why some people didn't like it. I've not heard anything good about Deliverance. Oof, damn. That's a shame. That's a shame. It's an hour and 52 minutes. It's got Monique in it, so I want to support that. But also don't want to spend an hour 42 hour 52 minutes watching a crap movie either. You know what I mean? Like I big up Monique, big up Glenn Close, but do I want to spend an hour 52 minutes watching something that isn't good? Mm. All right, let me add it to my watch later list on Netflix. I'll decide later. Tim Flo, what up, homie? How you doing? Appreciate you coming through. Duolingo, yes, sir. Do you use Duolingo? I use Duolingo a lot. I use Duolingo to learn French, Spanish, Arabic, Dutch, and I what did I put down? Mandarin. I haven't started Mandarin yet. I want to start Mandarin soon. I want to start Mandarin soon. But the main languages, the main language that I use Duolingo for is French. That's one that I do the most. The other languages I'm kind of doing for the mainly just because I feel like it's a good idea to know different languages, even if I can't necessarily speak them, to be able to understand them on a basic level, I think is a good idea to do. So, although I concentrate mostly doing French because that's the one I actually want to learn how to speak, um, how to speak properly. The others I only do for the sake of understanding it, and especially because I want to travel more. I've traveled a little bit this year, which is awesome, but I definitely want to travel more. And the more you travel, the more you want to understand about culture and different cultures, and part of that is knowing their languages. So, a big part of that is knowing the languages actually. So even if I can't speak Arabic, if I understand a little bit of Arabic, you know, it's a good thing when I'm hearing it. I put, oh, okay, I might not have understood fully what they said, but I know they're talking about, I don't know, coffee or something. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. In UK, is there any men wear skirts? Um, not well. I mean, I'm sure some men wear skirts, but I guess not as a thing. Not as like. I mean, there are men who wear skirts. That happens, I guess, anywhere in the world, or a lot of places in the world. But I don't think it's necessarily a thing. Um, that happens. But yeah, I'm sure some men do. I'm sure some men do. I mean, if you want to wear a skirt, wear a skirt. How hat it? Okay, yeah, yeah. I do. So I do understand that. How hat it? How hat it? Um, how hat it? Metje. Metje. Oh, Metje. Metje. How hat it? Metje. Um, I know how hat it is. How are you doing? Metje. I'm not sure about though. The Arabic bit you wrote, I don't understand that at all. I ain't gonna lie. Broda? Bro, is that brother? Is that brother? I know how hat it. That's how are you? I know yeah is I. Um, but the thing about how hat said it doesn't translate as how are you. It's more of a colloquialism in because I think it literally translates as how um I can't remember, but it doesn't literally translate as "How are you?" But it's used as a way of saying "How are you?" Um, but yeah, Met, I don't know. Broda, I don't know. I think Broda might mean brother, and the Arabic, yeah, I don't know. Sorry, I know it's Arabic, but I don't know what it says or means. I'm not that far into Arabic lessons just yet. I just didn't like the last season. There was parts of it I liked, but parts I didn't. And the last episode felt a bit, yeah, no, for sure. I think that it definitely did have a weak ending. Personally, I felt like it should have ended at season 9. Like if they ended at season 9, it could have been a really good, strong ending. The later seasons, like seasons 10, 11, they were fine. I mean, I thought the stories were fine. The characters were fine. Like they had some really good and interesting characters and really good stories that they did during those seasons. But it also just felt like it didn't really need to be done either. You know what I mean? Like a lot of it just felt a bit unnecessary. Like, the Whisperers were great. I think like Alpha was an awesome villain, but maybe that's a spin-off, you know what I mean? Maybe that's a whole spin-off. And also the time skips and a lot of it didn't really make a lot of sense to me. Like it felt like the time skips were just all over the place. And it's also like if they were supposed to be this age, if they're this age now, and then this is 12 years after the whole apocalypse fall happened, then yeah, they would have been mad young at the beginning. Like these guys weren't like having jobs before the fall, before the apocalypse. They weren't having full on careers before the apocalypse. They would have been like 12 or something, you know what I mean? Like so a lot of the like the time skips and to be fair, they don't really say how old a lot of the characters are, but just going based on how they look and kind of what they allude, the age they kind of allude to, it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I'm like, you know what? Nah, you were 7 years old when this whole thing started, like, so, nah. Yeah is oh, yeah is you, sorry, I'm mixing up with French, yeah is you, so je in French is I was mixing up, my bad. Yeah is you in Dutch, sorry, my bad, my bad. I mixed it up, sorry. Je in French is I, but yeah in Dutch is you. I'm mixing them stuff up. Sorry, it took place, back in 2011. I'm studying Dutch. I'm studying Arabic. Oh, nice. Do you study? I mean, do you use just Duolingo though, or you study through like? Are you talking about academic study and because I feel like Duolingo is a good app to use, and that's why I use it a lot. But also, I do feel like you can't rely completely on Duolingo. I think it's a good way of getting to grips with a lot of the basics of a language. But yeah, ultimately, you can't rely. And I think to be fair, there's no single app that you can rely completely on. So once you've kind of gotten with the basics down and some of the maybe more advanced stuff, the real thing to do is start trying to practice using that language as much as possible. Um, but yeah, Duolingo's still cool. At first, I thought it was Bette Midler till I got a good look and realized it was Glenn. Bette Midler and Glenn look nothing alike, and Glenn Close look nothing alike. Like, not even close. Not even close, Glenn Close. Also disappointed in what they did with Princess's character. Oh, yeah, yeah. When she first came into it, she had all this energy. I thought she would be fun to watch. As she ended up being, no, for sure. And I did feel like with Princess as well, like her backstory, like they go into it a little bit, um, and it did feel like what they said of her backstory could have been like a really cool spin-off as a pre apocalypse type show, like before the fall, before the Walking Dead started walking, before the dead started walking, like something set before that. Her backstory seemed like it could have been like a really interesting series to explore with that. But yeah, you're right. They didn't do much with her in the end, and it was kind of like she was a cool character, a really interesting character, but mm, mm. Yes, both the Arabic and Dutch means how are you, bro? Oh, okay. How are you? Yeah, yeah. How are you, brother? Arabic I know is what is it? Uh no, I've forgotten. I know the phrase. I'm blanking on it right now. I'm just blanking on the phrase right now. Kayfahalik. Kayfahalik. That's it. Yeah, Kayfahalik. 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 But I know how to say hi. It's a start, man. It's a start. It's something. That's a real story, thanks. There was also a documentary about how Hatet, how goes it? By the way, how it's pronounced like who? Oh, who? Oh, my bad. Who Hatet? Who Hatet? Ooh, in Dutch is always pronounced like ooh. Okay, who Hatet? Who Hatet? Appreciate that. Thanks for the tip. Who Hatet? Read up behind it. Check the documentary before I say it. That's how I do a series of cinemas about real stories. Okay, so the thing with the Arabic, by the way, like when you write the Arabic in the chat, it's actually hard to read for a couple of reasons. One is that I don't understand Arabic that well, and two, the Arabic actually shows up really, really small in the chat, so it's difficult to kind of see it. But I think that first letter is wa. Like I think that's the wa letter. And then I I can't really see what it says. Ayachim, and then I'll see Al Silam, Al Silam, Al Silam. Is it? Oh wait, wal is that Walaikum Assalam? Walaikum Assalam? Is that it? Walaikum Assalam. That's the response. So if somebody says Assalamu alaikum, the response would be Wa alaikum assalam. If I'm reading that right, then I think that's what it is. But it shows up real small, so it's difficult to see. Alpha and Beta were awesome. That would have been a better ending. Yeah, they kind of bitched out Beta's ending as well. Because like there was a bit where they were building up this whole thing about who was he, right? Because they don't show his face, and then they have this bit where he's in that room and he's seeing his old kind of past, and it turns out he was, I think, he was like a country singer in the past or something like that. At least that's what they alluding to anyway. And then when his mask comes off, and Negan's like, "Oh man, do you know who that is?" And he's like, "It's a nobody." And it's like, okay, but what was the point of doing all that if they weren't really gonna do anything with it in the end? So it just kind of felt like it was a bitch of an end. Yeah, the bitch that is ended. But yeah, Besa was a cool character because he was loyal. He was loyal. Even after the end of Alpha, he was loyal. And characters like that are like the dangerous ones. You know what I mean? Because they're not the ones that just stop because their boss is dead. They keep going. You know what I mean? And he's of course their strongest fighter. So it's not like he can kill Alpha if he wanted to. He chooses not to because he is loyal. That says something about who he is, right? What type of person he is. So yeah, the fact they never really they kind of alluded to him being somebody before the fall, and they never really did anything with it. Yeah, it just felt like he deserved a better ending than that. He deserved. I mean, I get you have to kill him off. I ain't saying that, but he deserved a better ending than that. By the way, that actor who played Beta, his name's Ryan. Oof, Ryan Hurst, and he's in a series called Sons of Anarchy, where he plays Opie. Um, and without spoiling too much with that show, for those who haven't seen Sons of Anarchy, but similarities between between Beta and OP. or a particular similarity anyway. In school, honestly, the Duolingo helped me more than the textbook and YouTube videos. Yeah, for sure. I think I just like the way the lessons are structured with Duolingo because they're kind of short, really easy to understand, really easy to kind of get to grips with. Yeah, personally, I find it a really good learning tool. Um, I know there's a lot of flack. A lot of people don't like it for whatever reason. That's fine. I'm not saying everybody has to. But there's a lot of videos that you see on YouTube where people just cuss it out, say it's rubbish, it's pointless, it's a waste of time, blah blah blah. And yeah, I kind of feel like it hasn't been a waste of time at all. I feel like I've probably learned more French from Duolingo than I did learn in school. Granted, I wasn't paying attention in school. there, there is that fact. I wasn't paying much attention in school. But even for the short time that I've been learning French, like the fact that I could basically speak it in terms of like, constructing sentences, that's far more than I ever did in school. So yeah, granted, I know I've got a long ways to go, especially when it comes to being more fluent. But yeah, man, I can't. I got. I mean, Duolingo's been a big help. That's the truth. It's been a massive help in my language learning journey. How French we pronounce choir is schwa. They pronounce scissor, scisrael. Um, I mean, yeah, schwa. Yeah, that. If you're talking about the word like choir, yeah, we pronounce more like schwa. Um, I think if it was a French word, pronounced more like schwa. Um, a lot of times you don't pronounce the last letter in French words. Um, so yeah, be more like schwa and scissor. I mean, I don't know what the French word for scissor is, and that might be scissorile. Scissorile. I don't know. I actually don't know what the French word for scissor is. But in terms of pronouncing yeah, probably more like Caesar, Caesar, something like that. But yeah, I don't know what the French word for scissor is. I'd have to actually look that up. Um, Dutch school, you learn Arabic. Oh, really? Nice. I feel like in Dutch people just speak every language though. Like, I was in Holland a few weeks ago, and I feel Dutch people just speak every language. They speak English, they speak French, they speak German. They just speak every language, and of course they speak Dutch too. Like, they just speak every language. Yeah, Keifahalik. Keifahalik is what I typed. Ah, nice. Keifahalik. Keifahalik. Biher. Check out French people try to pronounce. Oh no, no, I saw that video. That's not. I ain't gonna lie. That's not that interesting. That was one of those videos where it's like, oh, they don't pronounce words the way we pronounce words. Isn't that funny? Like, no, it isn't. No, it isn't. It's not funny. It's not funny at all. It's actually just kind of immature, really. Like, of course, they're gonna pronounce words differently. Like, we pronounce words different from them. Like, that's how it goes. You know what I mean? I pronounce words different the way people from Manchester pronounce words. It's just how it is. It's not funny. It's just life. It's just ha ha ha. They don't say the words the way we say words. It's like Americans don't pronounce anything correctly. So, as far as I'm concerned, y'all ain't get to laugh at nobody. Americans are the last people to make fun of the way anybody speaks. Let's be clear on that fact. Just looking forward to Terrifier. Oh, indeed, indeed, Terrifier 3. Or soon as well, like October. Mate, we're in September now. October is due out, isn't it? Like late October. So what? Just under 2 months away. Oof. I might have to rewatch Terrifier 1 and 2 just to I mean, I don't think I doubt it's gonna be like one of these because from Terrifier 1 to Terrifier 2, like if you haven't seen Terrifier 1, Terrifier 2 doesn't um rely too much on you having seen Terrifier 1. Like it doesn't really continue a story in that much. I'm guessing they're not they're prob I mean, I'm kind of guessing they're going to do a similar thing where you don't necessarily have to have seen Terrifier 2 to understand Terrifier 3. That being said, I believe some of the same actors from Terrifier 2 are going to be in Terrifier 3. So there might be some continuation of the story. There might be some continuation of the story, but in any case, yeah, we need some more clown violence. Yes, good job. Awesome. Then around school, we learn it as it is a lesson. It's hard, but it's really cool to learn a language that uses many. No, indeed, indeed. She, Glenn. I mean, you could have just put Glenn, by the way. Like, you literally just could have said Glenn was in prosthetics. Like, I don't. She, then Glenn in brackets is like. I mean, you could have just said Glenn was in prosthetics. And anyway, anyway, Glenn was in prosthetics in the Deliverance, and a part of the trailer I saw her in had dim lights. So that's why I thought she was. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. It's easy work for me. I'll go to the movies with prior knowledge. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. Didn't mean to burp in your ear. My bad. I go to the movies with prior knowledge, or watch them in my room with prior knowledge. By the way, G and Dash is like in okay. Oh, wait. No, wait. That's ka. That's ka. Actually, let me try and look at it properly. Yeah, I think that's the ka in the Arabic word ka. The Arabic letter, excuse me, ka. Kaf. That's not K. Oh wait, is that ga? Like gain? Wait, 'cause I think ka has the dots underneath, isn't it? So when a dot's above, it's is that gain? It's oh ka. Okay, ka. Okay, I appreciate that. Ka. Okay, okay, gotcha. Ka. It takes a lot for me to watch haunting films because I find them boring. They're all the same. Oof. I want to see this movie, but I ain't gonna lie, man. It's not sounding too appealing right now. I might just watch it just to give Monique a little support. You know, she's getting back into movies. It's good to kind of support that, and hope she would do better movies afterwards. But maybe I'll just watch it for that reason. But bruh, anyway, I don't have time. Well, I could probably make time, but it might be a while. It might be a few weeks before I get time to watch it. Might be a few weeks. There's other stuff I'm watching before I get to that. Don't listen to me, you might like it. But if I don't listen to you, you won't divorce me. I need to listen to you so you'd finally divorce me because that's the end goal. That's my plan. I listen to you and then you'll agree to the divorce. Like, yeah, all right, he's been behaving himself. I'll grant him this one. That's my plan. That's my plan. I do think The Walking Dead suffered after Rick's. Yeah, for sure. And you know what? The thing about Rick's departure as well is like he disappeared. It was like what's the name? Jo no, Joanne? No, what was the name? The junkyard girl that took him, right? And but before she took Rick, she tried to take Gabriel, right? So here's the thing: when Rick went missing, why is it nobody said, "Hey, junkyard girl's missing as well"? And then Gabriel could have been like, "Hey, she tried to take me to some place with some helicopter, you know, A, B person type, whatever thing she was talking about. Perhaps that's got something to do with it." You know, nobody said that. Nobody said that. Two people went missing at the exact same time, and not a single person thought, you know, maybe they connected. Like, they're just like, we need to find Rick, we can't find Rick's body. Blah, 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 blah. Nobody's like, wait a minute. Junkyard Girl's gone too. Perhaps that's a connected thing. And Gabriel's right there who knew something about Junkyard Girl's activities. I'm just saying they could have had a big head start if in terms of trying to find this guy had somebody put two and two together and be like, oh, two people are missing at the same time, and one of them tried to kidnap somebody before, and yeah, these things might actually be connected. Like really, really. And then Michonne going off to look to look for Rick. I was like, okay, I get it, that she saw that phone and thought, "Oh, he could be alive. I need to find him." But come on, I can't believe Michonne would abandon two kids to go look for a man. That there's a point where I feel like Michonne could have been gone for a day or two and been like, "Yeah, I couldn't find him. I need to go home and take care of take my kids." But no, she disappeared for the longest. How are you just gonna abandon your kids and leave them with Daryl? I mean, granted, it turns out Daryl was a good parent or well, good enough, but still, how you just gonna abandon your two kids to go look for a man? Like, nah, that don't make no damn sense at all. Like, I don't believe Michonne would do that. I don't believe it. That doesn't seem to be within Michonne's character. Certainly not for as long as she went. You know, like two whole seasons or whatever it was, just or one and a half seasons. She's just gone, never came back. I mean, I know she had to film Black Panther and all that, but come on, you could you could come up with a better reason as to why she's gone for so long than she went to look for a man. She's trying to get that D, trying to get Rick's dick. She missing it. She- but okay. Ah, tea or juice, which would you choose? Oh, depends on the occasion, but I'll probably drink more tea than I drink juice. Tea is a lot low in calories, so there's that fact. I don't have tea with milk or sugar, so it's just plain tea when I have tea. Um, I like juice, I like orange juice, apple juice. So it's not I never have it, but I don't have it a lot. Then the thing about juice, by the way, that I think not a lot of people realize this, that even if you're drinking something like pure apple juice or pure orange juice, not from concentrate, just like actual squeeze apple juice and orange juice, actual juice. If you're drinking that, the sugars in apple, if you're eating an apple raw, interacts with your body differently than when it's juiced. So when you eat an apple, most of that sugar doesn't reach your liver, right? So you could eat quite a lot of apples and be relatively fine. That's why they say apple a day keeps the dentist away. It's actually the acids are good for your teeth or something like that. They help your teeth. But the sugar, even though apples are quite high in sugar, a lot of that sugar doesn't reach your liver when you eat an apple raw. But when the apple's been juiced, yeah, a lot of that sugar reaches your goes to your liver. And also another thing to consider as well is the quantity. Like if you ever juice an apple, the amount of juice you'll get out of it is probably around about that much. But if you're drinking a cup of juice, you're probably drinking something like this much. So how many apples are you drinking? How many apples have been squeezed for that one cup of apple juice? Or how many oranges have been squeezed for that one cup of orange juice? It's probably like at least like five, like four, five, six apples in there. So yeah, juice is fine. It's not I don't have it, but I do feel like there's a lot of things that aren't fully understood about juice. And by the way, I'm not claiming to be any kind of nutrition expert. I'm sure there's a lot I don't know about juice as well. And I just might be talking about my ass because maybe I just watched a couple of videos on YouTube or something. But even still, yeah, I tend to drink more tea than juice, but I do like juice. I do like juice. How about you? Are you tea or juice? Which you choose? Um, that's how I do. That's how I do tea. Okay, I know the answer for some of this from. Well, I know. Well, I want to ask a question, and I know the answer from that one of you is going to give. And when I ask a question, the one of you who I know which answer that person would give, that person would know exactly who they are, and know which answer they're going to know that I know which answer they're going to give. But anyway, my question for the group, my question for the chat is: tea or coffee? I don't know the answer that one of you would give, and that person knows I know. Okay, so we got one for tea. Do you have any more for tea? And apart from the one that I know, any one for coffee? You know what? I would say, I mean, in recent years, in the last let's say about 4 years, yeah, about 4-ish years, maybe 5 years. Um, it's definitely been coffee for me more. But prior to that, I was definitely tea. Like prior to that, I was tea. I was tea. I was a tea. I didn't even drink coffee, at all. Like I tried coffee a couple of times, hated it. So yeah, it's definitely tea. But in recent years, yeah, coffee. I prefer coffee to tea. And I'm not exactly I mean, I do have an idea of why I changed or why that happened. I'm not exactly sure if anything specific in my body changed, but I do remember sort of when it happened and that kind of thing. But yeah, I definitely prefer coffee to tea. I still drink tea. I do still drink tea, but yeah, coffee over tea. Coffee over tea. I like tea, but there is not a chance in hell I'm having it over a coffee. The thing is, like, tea is, I find, good for sort of late afternoon, because it's not as high in caffeine. You don't have to worry too much about it affecting your sleep that much and things like that. And so late afternoon, a cup of tea is pretty good. Especially, I'm a bit bougie, so I go with green tea. I don't really do PG tips and all that stuff. I tend to go with green tea when I'm drinking tea. So I'm bougie like that. I'm posh like that. I go with green tea or oolong. Actually, I drink more oolong. I bought a box of oolong tea a little while ago, and I still have it because it was a massive box. It was a massive. It wasn't that expensive. It was like £6, I think I paid for it. It was a massive box of oolong tea. So I still got a lot of oolong tea to get through. But oolong is a type of green tea. Um, I like lemon and ginger tea. Lemon and ginger tea is really nice, actually. Um, but yeah, in the morning, coffee, man, coffee. In the afternoon, coffee, coffee, man. Come on, gives you that kick. And you know what the best time to have coffee is? Um, when you're really rested, because a lot of times people drink coffee when they're tired because they're trying to get like a pick me up, trying to get like a boost. And I feel like coffee doesn't work as well. I mean, the thing about drinking coffee when you're tired is that yeah, you get like a little bit of a boost, but you just crash out later on. You just crash out later on. But when you're like well rested, and then you have some coffee, that kick that you get from it, oof, unmatched, unmatched, unmatched. And maybe not even when I say well rested, I'm not saying mean like you have to sleep for like 8 hours or nothing like that. But as long as you've had like a decent rest, if you had a pretty decent rest, like you've had, I don't know, like 6 hours or whatever, 5.5, 6 hours or more, or whatever a decent rest is for you. I don't know. But if you had at least a good, decent rest, and when you're not feeling just super tired you're not getting out of bed feeling super tired, but yeah, having a coffee when you're kind of rested, yeah, that do you for the day. So I have to leave. Goodbye. I appreciate you coming through, man. Appreciate you coming through, JK905. Appreciate you. Um, should be live streaming again next week, 8 p.m. GMT, 8 p.m. ish GMT. Eight, the ish is important. The ish is important. But yeah, I'll try and post a video during the week. If you can check that out, that'd be awesome. In fact, I posted a video today. If you could check it out, that'd be awesome. But yeah, till whenever, if ever, appreciate coming through, JK. In fact, what's the time? It is 9:30 almost. So I'll probably end the stream soon anyway, actually. I think I'll go for a little bit longer than end the stream. But yeah, big up JK905. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I will have a cup of tea about an hour or so after I've eaten my tea, but before then, it's coffee. Do you already do the Duolingo? Oh, yes, yes. I'm on the Duolingo. I'm on the Duolingo pretty much every day. I've got like 150 something day streak on Duolingo. Let me show you actually, because you know what I like about Duolingo as well. One of the things I like about Duolingo is that you can use it on the web as well as your, because although apps are cool, I do like just being on my computer and doing stuff, on your computer, and that's cool too. So yeah, this is my Duolingo. This is Dutch because I did some Dutch today, and yeah, 155 day streak. That's like almost half a year. It's almost half a year. Yeah, Fat Man Scoop, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Rest in peace. Got $100 bill, but if you got $100 bill, put your hands up. You got a $50 bill, put your hands up. Yeah, man. Fat Man Scoop. Oof. Club banger. Club banger. He is slowly on the mend. I know he isn't ready to go back to work yet, but he is managing to move a bit better. Oh, that's good. That's good. He can start wiping his own ass now. Yeah, you don't have to do it for him. You go like, Sam, come over here. I need your help with the toilet. Can't do that no more. You can't do it no more. It's like, nah, you can move now. Nah, you can move now. You can wipe your own ass now. Can you do a lesson while we watch? And the 25th of last month marks the unfortunate sad pass on the valley. Oh, yeah. And crew, rest in peace. Aaliyah was an amazing singer. I can do a lesson while you watch. I won't do Dutch though because we did some today. So let me do some Spanish actually. Let me do some Spanish. 'Cause I started learning Spanish. I'm very new at Spanish, but I could do some Spanish. But yeah, Aaliyah was an amazing singer, like really true. I remember her back in the day. She was massive when I mean this would have been like I guess early mid 90s when she was like coming up. That first album, her debut album was incredible. Like I listened to it maybe last year. I think for the last time I listened to it was maybe last year. But all her albums, like all three of her albums were great. And yeah, the um but the first album, I know there's some controversy around it because of R. Kelly. I get that. And that's a shame. That's a massive shame. But that album was great, man. And there's a song on that album, At the Best You Are Love." Oof, amazing, amazing. Can you try Arabic? All right, so we got a request for Arabic. All right, let's do a little Arabic. I'm still new at Arabic as well, so where am I? I'm on section 1, unit 2 of Arabic. So yeah, still pretty much. I just done this bit so far, so it's very basic Arabic. But if you want to see that, I can do a little of that.
ذوى
So yeah, thou were rather. So I know that. That's this one, number one. I know that. She was well versed, dancer and singer, beautiful young woman person. She was going to start her clothing line for women and men, and was going to enroll in college too. It's tragic, man. Tragic. There were. So this is one I have to read which one it is. I know it's number one because so when you have a line, so that I don't know if can you see my cursor? You can see my cursor, cool. So when this character is like if you ignore the top bits for a moment and just look at this, so just ignore this, that's a the sound, right? But when the dot is on top of it, it's more of a z sound. But when you have the dash going across, that makes it a z kind of sound. And then this is an oo, this sort of nine looking character here is like ooh, and this is an alif. That's which an R sound. So it's like zawa. If you kind of try reading it out, it's like that zaw za kind of maybe it's going backwards like zawa. So it kind of sounds like dawa. By the way, I would say the AI voices that Duolingo uses, I'm not a fan of at all. I feel like a lot, well, not a lot, but certainly sometimes it feels like they're not really pronouncing the words properly. Granted, I'm a novice and I don't know how these words are pronounced, but also I feel like the AI voices don't always because the way they pronounce words sometimes versus the way they pronounce that same word another time, it could be different. So yeah, I feel like sometimes the AI voices are not pronouncing the words properly. But anyway, this is like a thou which is what they're trying to do here. So yeah, that's number one.
ذوى
That's one I know. There you go. Correct. Oh. Even more tragic that last movie was Queen of the Damned. Awesome soundtrack. So, oh, that movie was so bad. It really was. It really was. It was so bad. But then again, to be fair, I mean, she did Romeo Must Die, which also wasn't a good movie. But the thing about Romeo Must Die was so bad it was good. You know what I mean? It had that charm to it. Like, you know, sometimes a movie is so bad that you could just like kind of laugh at it a little bit. Romeo Must Die was one of those movies that was so bad that was kind of good. Queen of the Damned was just bad. It was just bad. It was just not good at all.
The.
The with the D and the dance is pronounced like the. Oh, I'm messing up a little bit. Like the English word the. Uh, the stripe on top is a short sound. Okay, so I got the right answer for the wrong reasons. Got the right answer, but for the wrong reasons. Okay, so it's more like a the. Oh wait, because that's a ta, isn't it? So with that with the dot on top is a ta. And this S with the two dots, I know that's an E kind of sound. Um, that's an E sound. I forget what the letter's called, but I know it's an E sound. I think it's a ya. I think that letter's called ya. But yeah, it makes an E kind of sound. So that'd be like the number three here. Man's a bad man as Arabic, man. This is the easy stuff. I'm doing the easy stuff right now. The hard stuff. Here's the thing about Eric, by the way. I'm at the beginning now, but I'm at the beginning because I actually started it again. So one of the reasons why I do know some of this stuff is I actually did the Arabic lessons. I think back in July. I was doing the Arabic lessons on Duolingo, um, because I was getting ready to go to Saudi Arabia, right? So I did some Arabic lessons Duolingo back in July. But then after that, I never really kept up with it. I just kind of let it kind of fall by the wayside. So I only recently decided to relearn it. But by that time, I'd forgotten quite a lot. And I just kind of felt like I wasn't really where I was supposed to be. So I decided to start it again. So yeah, some of the stuff I kind of know already from there. But yeah, that's one of the reasons I actually done this stuff already. But it was a long time ago. Well, months ago anyway. She was going to be a character in the first Matrix named Z. She was originally cast for the role of Honey Daniels in Honey 2003, and rumor was 2012 she was supposed to be in Spark. Okay, I don't Sparkle, but yeah, I did know about the Matrix. Um, it was a character that Nona M. Gate ended up playing. Um, but yeah, yeah, that is the though it's pronounced like the English. Oh wait, no, I read that bit. What am I doing? Reading stuff again. My bad. My message got messed up because writing big in English characters looks up the order. Oh, that's so good. So good. But yeah, amazing singer, amazing talent. Bunch of crappy movies, but hey. Roman Must Die, I haven't seen for ages. I think I want to see that again though, because like I said, it's so bad, it's good. There's a bit in that movie where Leah's character, like her brother, like gets killed, right? And the next scene is Aaliyah with Jet Li, and she's crying because her brother just died, right? But the thing is, she is doled up. You know what I mean? Like imagine like somebody close to you dies, and pretty tragically, you know, you're not like, oh, let me get my makeup on, let me get my best clothes on, let me make sure my hair's on point. You're not doing it. You're just like you're just kind of going out like because you're sad and whatever, right? But nah, she was all dolled up to she was dressed to the nines in that next scene. Like, bro, you took the time to do your hair, your makeup, your clothes, your everything. Like your brother just got killed, and you're like, oh, nah, let me fix my hair. And she's all crying in a fancy designer sunshades, like, oh, I'm so upset, right? It was like, bro, who wrote this? Who wrote this, bro? Like, come on, man. Come on. But like I say, so bad it's good. So bad it's good. All right, we're gonna match pairs now. So this is da, which is zero. Number
There.
And then Dawa, we did this one already. That was Dawa, number 8, yeah.
ذوى
And then D. This is D. Number 9, D.
ذي
4, Do. Do is 6. Do, because 7 would be more like Dao.
ذو
And then 5, yeah, that'd be like Dao, like Dao, Dao, yeah. So that's bad.
ذو
Diane, her mother, held on to her New York condo for 10 years after her passing and put it up on the market. Now she's been living in California, and Ali's older brother, Rashad, who lives in Japan. And their father sadly died in October 2012, something dealing with his kidney. Rest in peace to the Hortons. Leah Horton, Papa Horton. We just did this one already. What was one before? Dow. Yeah, number 1. Dow. Dow. It's number 2 now, isn't it?
ذو
Dow.
ذي
Day. 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 That's number 3.
ذي
Day. Number 3 again.
ذي ذ
The. 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 That's like number 3. The. Where's that gone? 4 now.
ذ
That's a bit. I might get it perfect, you know. I might get it perfect.
ذ
The. That's number 4.
ذ
Da. Da. That's 1. That's number 1.
ذا
That is like a D. That is like a the in those, or like in those, or the, yeah. Make sure not to say the sound like in theory or thigh. The, okay, so like the, yeah, like a harder, yeah, the, with thigh, it's somewhere like it's close to an F, like, but with almost like a V sound. Yeah, that works. And to say she held onto Aaliyah's condo, and for 10 years, and for years and years, no one went in to take out her stuff. Not even Missy Elliott could do it either. The I can find very like, you know. Okay, I know. I think I know that Lester's like a smiley face. Smiley face, I think. But yeah.
ذو
Ooh, that is number 3.
ذو
We got match pairs again. So do, that would be do, that'd be number 8.
ذو
And Dao, that'd be like 6. I mean, number 6.
ذو
That would be 9.
ذ
And that'd be 7.
ذا
And die, yeah, that'd be 8. 0.
ذا
There, there,
ذا
there. I think that's like number 3.
ذا
There. Yeah, that's number 3. That's not perfect. Bad boy. Bad boy. Yeah. Yeah. Me likey Duolingo. Me likey Duolingo. Yeah, a smiley face with 3 dots. The one with the 2 dots is a normal T. Yeah. Like t and th. Good job. Appreciate that. Thank you. But yeah, it is getting late. So I'm gonna start wrapping this up, winding this down. Um, I gotta be up tomorrow. Try and be well, I don't have to be up too early, but not too late either. So try and get to bed at a reasonable time, if at all possible. Um, thank you, Sam. Thank you. Or shukran, shukran. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna start winding now. Now, guys, you've been awesome as always. I appreciate you and all that you do. Thank you for keeping me company. Thank you for keeping it lively. Thank you for watching me learn just a little bit more Arabic than I did 10 minutes ago. um, thank you for chatting with me about all kinds of stuff. Up early, so first day back. Oh, back to school for the kids, huh? Oof. Well, here's the thing: you got to be up early, and that sucks. But at least the house will be quiet. At least you can drop them off at school and be like, and say to their teachers, "They're your problem now. They're your problem now," um, and then just disappear for like 20 years. Nah, not that long. Not that long. Not that long. I'm not sure I could read that one. Let's see. La, mm, yeah, la, Micah. Yeah, it's the thing is it does come out really small in the in the chat. Plus, like I said, I'm not that good at reading anyway. So la mushikla, la mushikla. No, okay. La is no. La mushikla problem. Okay, no problem. La mushikla. La mushkila, la mushkila, la mushkila, la mushkila. I appreciate it. And I know that too. La mushkila, la mushkila. But yeah, appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys. Yeah, should be live stream again next week about 8 p.m. ish. The ish is important. And yeah, I'll try and post a video or two during the week. But yeah, guys, until whenever, if ever. Peace. Or wait a minute. Actually, no, I don't know the Arabic for goodbye, but maybe next time I'll know. Peace.